Alright, hello everyone and welcome to Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, we have something going on with the Xianzhou Lofu, and this is part 1 of that, so we're gonna be playing that. Alright, let's go. Receive comms from the Xianzhou. Hey!
It's been a while, my friends on the Astral Express. How's your trailblazing expedition going? Soon, the Xianzhou Lofu will be holding the Luminary Wardance. Those who have aided the Lofu in overcoming the crisis are cherished allies of the Xianzhou. Thus, on behalf of the Seat of Divine Foresight, I'm extending an invitation to attend the ceremony. Your presence would be greatly appreciated.
Aw, thank you.
The Xianzhou Lofu has recently overcome a crisis. By holding the Wardance, they're demonstrating to everyone that they've returned to a state of peace and safety.
But that's what everyone said before we went to Penacony!
That's true.
No need to worry. The Wardance is not like the Charmony Festival with all its hidden secrets. It's just a festival to honor the Rainbow Arbiter and the Cloud Knights, who fought against the abominations of abundance and protected the Xianzhou ships. Aside from star skiff performances, it's mostly martial contests. Nothing too different from the Taiki and Roboball contest we've seen before.
The what?
What do you think, Himiko? Since we've accepted Miss Black Swan's proposal, we should probably head to Amphorius for refueling.
There's certainly no rush. This trailblazing expedition is quite unique, and the Express needs to be fully stocked and prepared before moving on to the next stop. With Madame Herta's help, I was planning to deliver some Leviathan fossils from Kalinga Abyss to Ron May, member 81 of the Genius Society. It could earn us some favors before we set off. However, it may take a few weeks, so here's the plan. Pom Pom will take everyone to the Xianzhou Lofu. Mr. Yang and I will meet up with Ron May and fulfill our promise. Meanwhile, you, March, and Don Hung will represent the Express and attend the Wardance.
Yay, we're going to the Wardance!
What do you two think?
By the way, Don Hung, this time you'll be taking a stroll with us on the Lofu, right?
Yay!
And just let you two wander around aimlessly on the Lofu by yourselves? I don't think so.
Coming back to this place brings back so many memories. You know?
Hey, I saw the Skyfaring Commission's notice that the Express is docked in Xianzhou. Are you guys in Lawful already? We just got to Star Skiff Haven. Heh, the General sent me to welcome you all at Star Skiff soon a bit.
There you are! Everyone, this way!
Hi.
With the Wardance coming up, there's a huge number of visitors pouring into the Starskiff Haven. The Cloud Knights are working hard to keep the security tight. The General said this ceremony would help the Xianzhou Lofu recover from the crisis. It's a way to showcase our martial spirit, reassure people, boost morale, and attract visitors from other planets to promote trade and peace. By the way, the Xianzhou Alliance places great importance on this ceremony too. The Xianzhou ships, the Zhuming and the Yaoqing, have both sent messengers to offer their blessings.
Okay, well, you mean?
Yeah, I wonder if you've heard of it. It's known as the Star Forge, and it's responsible for providing more than half of the Cloud Knights' armaments.
Oh.
The Xianzhou Zhuming boasts skilled craftsmasters, and General Huayan is a top-notch craftsman himself. If only I could get a sword forged by him. The General wants to catch up with you at the Palace of Astrum.
Oh, what the hell?
All units, assemble quickly! Get ready to protect the crowd!
Huh?
Watch out for this.
What is
Protect the
that?
civilians. I'll deal with him.
Alright, let's do it. Enemies with the mark can enter the moon rage state. After enemies use attacks, apply 1 second bloodlust to enemy units that trigger moon range. When the countdown begins, it's dispelled.
Borison? Why are there Borison here? This ends now.
To ashes!
The mood is set. Let the show begin!
Alright. Don't worry, Firefly will destroy it. Easy as that.
That's all you got?
Bye-bye.
Fight! To live!
Dead.
Not good.
Okay. Stabbed it.
Thanks for the help.
Sorry, no time to chat. Could you give me back my...
While we appreciate your rescue, my Xianzhou
What the hell,
friend,
IPC?
don't you think it's a bit too much to detain us and our cargo?
Sorry, but we've been ordered to detain you and your cargo for inspection until we figure out the source of the attack. Once we're done with the formalities, we'll let you and your cargo go.
Who's in charge here? I need some answers.
It's my fault. We let our guard down for a moment. I take full responsibility.
With the Wardance approaching, safety should be a top priority. Now, tell me, how did Borisin prisoners end up in Starskiff Haven? According to the protocol, Borisin prisoners should be held on a Starskiff and taken directly to the shackling prison under strict supervision without ever touching the ground.
Please don't blame this, Captain. This incident involves the Zhu Ming's diplomatic vessel.
Who are you?
I'm Liu Jun, an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad. Thank you for your help, Lieutenant Yanqing. Here's what happened. An IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin just before arriving, and the Zhu Ming's diplomatic vessel came to the rescue. They fought off the Borisin pirates and imprisoned them on their ship.
So, an IPC ship was attacked by the Borisin near the Luofu, and the Zhu Ming envoys saved them? Sounds complicated.
What are those people? I mean, those monsters we just dealt with?
I know! They're kobolds? Did you call them the Borisin?
Yeah, those werewolf monsters are known as Borisin. They are abominations of abundance, and we've been fighting them for a very long time. The Borisin have been a powerful force for a long time, plundering and enslaving many worlds. The threat they pose is just as terrible as the Swarm disaster, and the Alliance even had a fierce war with them 3 decades ago. Their presence has faded over the years, but who would have thought? The General wants me to take you to the Palace of Astrum. By the way, that young lady who just appeared, she took my sword.
Sus.
There sure are a lot of troublemakers around.
General, I brought our guests from the Express. Oh, I'm sorry for my bad timing. I didn't know you were meeting a guest, General.
Don't worry, you're just in time. It's been a while, my friends from the Astral Express.
How's everything going, General?
All is well when you have friends coming from afar. Allow me to introduce you to General Huayan. He's the Arbiter General of the Xianzhou Zhu Ming, known as the Flaming Heart.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a tourist here, no different from other tourists who've come to attend the ceremony.
Elder Huayan is not only one of the Arbiter Generals, but also the Furnace Master of the Artisanship Commission. Besides his martial skills, he excels in forging various weapons. Such talents are unique, even among the Arbiter Generals.
I've retired several times already, but with the current change in circumstances, the Marshal has called me back to duty, and I had no choice but to answer the call.
It's an honor to meet you, General Huayan.
It's my honor to meet you, General Huayan.
Glad to meet you. Why am I so informal?
No need to be all formal.
I wasn't.
So, these 3 are the ones you mentioned, Jingyuin? The heroes who helped you with the Ambrosial Arbor crisis?
Hey, it's that girl. She's right there. Get your sword.
And this young friend is?
Yanqing, my apprentice. He remains by my side as my retainer due to his youth, which I hope will season him with experience. He will stand for the Law Fu's Cloud Knights in the upcoming Wardance.
Oh, I almost forgot. This is my apprentice, Yoon Lee.
It's you!
Give me my sword back! You. Hello.
Oh, you two already know each other?
Allow me to express my gratitude for you. But when you left, you took my flying sword with you.
Your flying sword? Oh, so that's why I found a dagger in my bag. Turns out it's yours.
Yes, it is. Now that we've met again, I hope...
Nope, that won't do.
Won't do?
You want your sword back, right? Well, you can't just take it back. On the Juming, when you lose your sword on the battlefield, you have to reclaim it on the battlefield. As for this little sword, it was supposed to strike that escaped Borisin prisoner.
Man, all I hear right now is Navia.
Unfortunately, its owner's agitated state caused it to fly off like a kite with a broken string, and it missed its target. By the way, if I hadn't caught it and helped it hit its mark, that Borisin prisoner would have gotten away.
Hold on a sec, Yoon Lee. You took my sword without even asking, and now you're refusing to give it back?
With all due respect,
kids,
you don't
am I
honor your
right?
sword.
Hasn't anyone told you that taking without asking is stealing?
Yanqing.
Well, that's more like it.
You two, be quiet and apologize to Yanqing.
It's a small misunderstanding, and an apology would be too much. I've heard about the Zhu Ming's incredible swordplay and craftsmanship, most notably the legendary Flame Wheel Octet. Seeing Miss Yoon Lee, who is among those ranks today, well, I must say she definitely has that fiery edge.
I want to visit Lingsha. She just arrived in the Luofu and could use some help settling in.
Yanqing, once you've helped our guests get settled, go to the Artisanship Commission for me. I've heard about the attack and the detainment of the IPC ship. Xianzhou sent word that the IPC members are protesting and wish to have their cargo back. See if you can calm them down.
I'm on it.
After watching AJ and the others leave.
It is the Law Fu's honor to have you in attendance at the Wardance. Yet, the fact that a simple martial arts ceremony has attracted esteemed generals from the Zhu Ming and the Yao Qing implies intentions beyond mere spectating.
You're overthinking it, Jinyuan.
Bro's eyes opened.
As I said, I'm here to broaden my granddaughter's horizons. So many years have passed, and you've done well. However, longevity for the Xianzhou people can be a curse. The Marshal knows everything that has happened on the Luofu. As for the Merlin's Claw of the Yao Qing, she has come specifically for you. They say the Merlin's Claw strikes like lightning. Being late isn't her style.
That's not true, General Huaiyan.
Aye.
She's been here a while, but I'm sure you've heard of her unbridled nature.
Hi, Kazuha.
As soon as she disembarked from the star skiff, she mentioned having something to attend to and simply disappeared.
That was not the voice I expected.
You must be the
from
messengers from the Xianzhou Yao Qing, I assume.
What the hell?
We are Jiaoqiu and Moza, retainers of the Merlin's Claw. It's an honor to meet you in person, Arbiter Generals. Master thought it would be inappropriate to keep you waiting, so she sent us here. Once she's finished with admiring the scenery, she'll personally come and apologize to the both of you.
I was sent here to deal with the IPC protest, Miss Shikui. What's going on here?
As you know, this IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin and rescued by the Juming's diplomatic ship. Then the Cloud Knights were instructed to bring it back to the dock for repairs and inspections. And this is Mr. Scott, the person in charge of this transport ship.
Weren't you kicked off the Luofu before?
Like I wanted to come back. I thought I'd just dock at the harbor for repairs and leave this forsaken place for good. Little did I know, as soon as the ship entered the harbor, a bunch of Cloud Knights showed up and snatched all our cargo from the hold.
What do you mean by snatched? I've told you 1,000,000 times. It's a security check.
Our scans discovered that the cargo doesn't only contain machinery, but also some substance that resembles biological tissue.
If anyone lays a finger on that shipment, they'll have me to deal with.
This Mr. Scott seems stubborn and difficult to persuade.
Well, I know a thing or two about convincing Scott. Negotiations
As I
starts.
recall, this guy won't listen to reason and can only be persuaded with intimidation.
Oh, I could do
Speaking
that.
of regulations, we have our own laws and regulations too.
Reminded him of his embarrassing past. Use Xianzhou's identity to intimidate him. But is Xianzhou's identity that intimidating?
Back in Arum Alley, you were dealing with civilian merchants where you could use the IPC's name to scare them. But this time, the Cloud Knight lieutenant standing before you represents the will of Luofu's general and won't be intimidated by your words.
These prototypes, built by the Intelligentsia Guild, are incredibly valuable, beyond your wildest imagination. If anything...
Assure him you will pursue with caution, just skip the reasoning part on the good old violence. Pay you compensation, you wish. Sky Fairy Commission can pay compensation.
Can you give us an exact amount, Mr. Scott? If there's any damage after the inspection, the Express... the Skyfaring Commission will compensate you.
This is not just about money. Besides, the cargo on this transport vessel belongs to the Intelligentsia Guild. If you want to inspect the cargo, shouldn't you at least call in a member of the Intelligentsia Guild to be present?
Sure, I'll call Dr. Ratio. Show him your extensive connections.
I'm pretty tight with Dr. Ratio from the Intelligentsia Guild.
What's all this nonsense? Even if you were married to him, you still couldn't represent the Intelligentsia Guild.
Okay,
we
bro,
both
you did
need
not
to follow
have to
the
say that.
regulations, because that's how the IPC and the Xianzhou operate, right?
Guess I should have looked at all the other ones. As an IPC, you have to abide by its regulations. Try to bribe him. Talk about his unpromising career prospects. What the hell?
I understand that you're trying to stick to the IPC regulations, and that's commendable, Mr. Scott. But what you fail to see is that this argument is tarnishing the IPC's reputation on the Xianzhou.
Haha.
Fine. I'll allow you to do the security inspection. It's just that, I need some time to sort things out.
Sus.
So, Mr. Scott, are you just stalling for time and planning to leave the Xianzhou as soon as your ship is repaired? To avoid the Skyfaring Commission's inspection?
Well, IPC staff are free to come and go, as long as they don't break any laws.
Yeah, you've got some insight there.
Oh,
Allow
Lingsha.
me to introduce myself. I'm Lingsha, Cauldron Master and head of the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu.
Could she be?
Yeah, she's the new Cauldron Master assigned here from the Xianzhou Zhuming.
I received a report from the Artisanship Commission about cargo containing samples of unknown organisms. It said they needed help from the Alchemy Commission. I had nothing better to do, so I came myself. Your ship can leave whenever you want, but I'm afraid I can't say the same for your cargo.
Oh.
Step aside, guys. Let them do the inspection.
Finally. Thanks, bro.
Well, honestly, at least you're not as annoying as that woman.
Thank you.
Bro, just do the inspection.
Is this the IPC product?
Listen up. Any damages caused by inspections will be filed with the IPC.
There's literally a threat in your cargo. Destroy him. Oh. Okay, when allies inflicted with Terror Grip, attacking the caster can dispel it. Then the affected ally will fall and let's just do it.
Friend?
Let's just do stuff.
Indulge yourselves!
Well, how unexpected. That was a surprise.
Yeah, quite a surprise.
Eternal. Let's improvise.
That's what you got.
Set. Let the show begin.
Damage sustained.
Fight to live!
Dead. All right.
Were you seriously planning to leave this stuff unchecked at the dock for days?
I had no idea about it.
I don't think trying to shift the blame is a wise choice.
But seriously, I don't know why that thing suddenly started moving. I swear on the Amber Lord.
Enough. Miss Shikwe, please escort our IPC guest to the Skyfaring Commission.
Gentlemen, our preliminary inspection shows that there is indeed hidden biological tissues inside. I can't even tell if it's ingenium or biological in nature.
Why do you say that?
The core of this device is what they call wetware in industry slang. To put it simply, this machine operates with a kind of biological nerve as its control center.
Okay.
I'll take some samples for the alchemist to analyze and figure out where the biological tissue comes from.
Why would the Intelligentsia Guild use such unethical technology? Perhaps they're trying to create a new weapon?
Whatever the reason is, it's probably why the Borison attacked the ship. Thanks for your help, Miss Lingsha.
I should thank you for saving my life. Your sword skills were impressive. Taking down that big guy. I thought the General's retainers were all burly martial masters. I didn't expect Yanqing to be so...
cute!
Can't argue with that. As for you, it's still early. So why don't we get some tea at the Alchemy Commission?
I'd be happy to accept your invitation.
And you three are coming too, right? All these years, and the view at the Alchemy Commission hasn't changed a bit. The tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same. For us Vidyadhara, there's nothing more nostalgic than our homeland.
You're part of that race.
You're a Luofu native, Miss Lingsha?
Yes. I grew up here, listening to the sound of waves while researching prescriptions with my mentors and peers at the Alchemy Commission.
The view here would be even better without the ambrosial arbor.
Oh, really? I think that towering tree looks pretty impressive.
Even if it's impressive, it's a plague mark.
Well, once a seed is planted, no matter how long it takes, it'll eventually sprout and bear fruit, in my humble opinion. The rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. The seed was already planted when the ancestors of the Xianzhou sought immortality.
I thought we were here to have some tea.
My bad. Well,
or we having a different
since you
kind
went
of
through
tea.
the entire Dan Heng and Lieutenant Yanqing, I'd like to discuss something with you.
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lingsha?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance to come in and clean up all the old grime in the Alchemy Commission. Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible.
Well, even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider, just like my companions here. The Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected.
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined to root them out, maybe you should discuss it with the General.
I see. Thank you for your valuable insights. 30 years ago, my mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of the disturbance. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the Alchemy Commission. In the end, she was framed and exiled to the Juming. I was also implicated and had to leave the Luofu.
Huh?
And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
What?
Oh, yikes.
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself.
You know, everyone's got their mistakes, alright? I'm poor Yanqing.
Alas, why is your face turning pale, Yanqing? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him.
Lingsha, you're back! Ugh, I've been waiting ages for you.
You stole my sword! Give it back!
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate when you should strike, and you struggle to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed. Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right.
Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be disappointed if you didn't get to test one another, right? I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left quite a mess. So, if you two want to determine who's better, why not focus on them instead
You know what?
of each
I like
other?
what Lingsha's thinking.
Strike with heart!
Joining the battle. Attack!
Until everything burns to ashes! Set the seas ablaze! I didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to his sword to actually have some skill.
A one-time enemy!
Lead through clouds! You've got style with those
No.
moves, but you're...
Swords descend!
Descend to earth!
Stop cheating! This girl's gonna
Burns to
win.
ashes! Fight to live! I'll set the seas ablaze!
There we go, that's a big guy. That should count for a lot. Why didn't it do anything?
Dreams do come true.
Descend to earth!
Why? Yeah, this trial Yangqing sucks.
Swords
Mine is
descend.
better. My E2 Yangqing is better than this.
Lead through clouds!
What the hell? No!
See? I won.
That's not fair.
Your technique was all over the place, and you relied too much on speed.
All you did was chop down a few monsters.
Well, then I'll give you a chance. Defeat me or hand over all your swords.
If you're trying to pick a fight, just ask, because I'm ready for you.
Oh dear. Yangqing is cooked. Like really cooked. Oh, what?
Well fought, my young friends. However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the Wardance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places.
It's just kids
However,
fighting.
I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the Wardance's ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Feixiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
Feixiao? Grandpa always talks about you. Could it be that you're...
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaoqing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Luofu, too.
Of course. Everyone has heard of the great general. Known to all, and unbeknown to none.
Well, I must be an idiot then.
Great general. Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Luofu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals.
Yeah, That's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Feixiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again.
Oh my goodness! You kids! A moment later, Feixiao leisurely walks to the ancient something.
Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Luofu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're... Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are saying, and how those close to him behave.
Are you treating General Jing Yuan as your enemy?
Oh.
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Luofu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the medicine she prescribed you?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you. Actually, I've found some leads.
Well, life and death, Jiao Chou. It's all predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance till the end of my days. As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire, I don't care how long I live. You asked if I view General Jing Yuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always been myself.
Enjoy some tasty food. So, what's for dinner tonight?
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
Great transition, man!
Earlier at the Palace of Astrum, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder Huayan. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you. These three braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Fantilia, and uncovering the conspiracies of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. If you wish to know more, please, feel free to ask us.
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Hu Xuan. She's been summoned to the Yuchui for questioning. There are a lot of doubts within the Alliance about this whole situation. But despite all that, I believe in you. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa, rescued the Xianzhou Yuchui from a siege, and destroyed the demonic planet summoned by the denizens of abundance. I still remember those battles vividly. There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of sick satisfaction. But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
So, General Feixiao of the Yaoqing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor crisis on behalf of the Alliance?
No. I am too.
This old man's words always catch me off guard.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Laofu, but the document only says, attend the war dance and listen to Fei Shao's questioning. All I need to do is listen. General Fei Shao will be the one asking the questions. Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the war dance. Yes, it's this case right here. This sword case is intended for the war dance's award. It's empty now, but in a few days, a precious sword will be delivered and stored inside. I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Zhuming's craftsmanship. I hear that Yanqing is an excellent swordmaster, and that he will be representing the Laofu as the ringmaster. So it seems like a perfect gift for him.
Thank you for your generosity, Elder Huayan.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa.
You've got confidence, my girl, but I don't think you can best Yanqing.
What?
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword that ultimately chooses its rightful master.
Yanqing, bro!
And even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword, it'll probably end up in someone else's.
Oh my god.
If you're eyeing that prize, you'll need to work together.
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable by securing victories, it's even more so to pass on your skills and spread the way of swordplay.
Oh, I see.
I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the war dance by displaying their Cloud Knight flair and prowess.
Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome. The question is, whom should the two of them take as an apprentice?
Oh.
Huh? Who? Wait, me?
Elder Huayan is still that tricky general who likes to give everyone a headache.
Oh.
My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because I wished for you to act as my witnesses.
We already figured that
I
out. No worries, answering a few questions is no big deal.
Thank you, everyone.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden, but... As the Laofu ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat me in the war dance.
I know.
Aww. In Aram Alley, Fei Xiao meets with their old comrade in arms.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too?
Oh,
it's
I
quite
didn't
an
realize
honor.
it was gonna be Yukong.
It's been a while, General Fei Xiao. It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukong? Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Law Fu's Rainbow Orbit fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you'd be a general, and I'd have given up flying? Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. After all, your great victories are announced through the Yellow Bell resonance system every day. So I'm well aware of your great feats. How's your health holding up?
Still stable, I suppose. Do you still remember the medic who saved me in battle?
That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again?
Xianzhou. He's been my retainer and personal healer, delegated by the Alchemy Commission from the Xianzhou Yao Qing. Over the years, he's dedicated himself to managing my condition. It's thanks to him that I'm still in good health today.
I imagine you must have received orders from the Marshal? As your friend, may I ask how the Alliance intends to punish the General of the Laofu?
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear the resurgence of abominations, much like what happened 30 years ago. As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced. This time, she has brought along an outworlder and a coffin. claiming to offer the Marshal a method to fight against the Eons. The Luofu preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting the Alliance's principles. She asserts that Jing Yuan enabled the exiled Imbibitor Lunae to re-enter the Luofu, thereby unlocking the lunarescent depths within Scale Gorge waterscape, which in turn disrupted the Videodera's dutiful watch over the Ambrosial Arbor. I'm also here for another purpose. To visit Hule.
Hule? Huh? You mean that Hule? The Borisin warhead? The same Hule who has been imprisoned in the shackling prison for over 7 centuries?
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end of the cosmos. Given the situation on the Luofu, those on the Yaoqing are concerned about Hule's imprisonment. I'm afraid that the routine visit every century is no longer sufficient to ease their concerns. That's why I was sent here, to reassure them.
Oh.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining. Oh, by the way, I found some clues about the thing you asked for.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. Unfortunately, there were no survivors and no cargo. However, someone had already been on the scene before we arrived. Yukong, have you heard of a person named Ron May?
I sure have. Switching to Mars 7's POV.
Seriously? It's the first day and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Luofu so laid back? This is a reverse mentorship gift from me to you. I hope you put it to good use.
What's this? Xianzhou clothing?
Sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movements.
You're awesome, Master Yunli!
See? See? How can you compete with me?
Actually, I've prepared something too. You'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair of swords overnight.
Wow, and it matches. Moments later, outfit change. Oh, cute.
So what do you think, Masters? Does this outfit suit me?
Yes.
Perfect.
All right, let's get started with the training. The person next to me is a Cloud Knight instructor I've brought in.
Wait. We're having actual combat training for the first lesson?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Then I apologize.
Nah, I'm gonna beat you up. Alright, understood. Now I'll ask Master Yachain to teach you some moves.
Please, have some tea.
Pay close attention, Miss March. Luofu swordplay is all about being swift and agile in your movements.
Swords
like this.
Yes, you! Ignore him. Strength is everything.
Right on time. Like this?
Well done!
Melt!
Ooh.
I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah!
Oh, I get it!
Yeah.
With a true heart and focused mind. Here I come! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less carbs, watch this!
She has a whole montage.
Are you strike?
Oh, I get it!
Finish it. Yay! Good job, March.
I didn't expect the first lesson to be so intense.
Miss March has quick hands and a flexible body. She's a perfect fit for practicing Luofu swordplay.
However, she lacks strength, and her strikes were a bit unfocused.
Given the situation, I believe Miss March should start by working on her
strength. Seriously, do you actually know anything about swordplay, or what?
It's just different styles.
I could ask you the same thing. Dual swords require agility. So what's more important than footwork?
They'll speak as the journey of Mars 7's sword training. Days and nights fly by in the delve as the Wardance fast approaches. Under the strict supervision of our two masters, Mars 7 trains tirelessly, almost developing tennis elbow on that day after the sword training.
Well done.
Miss March's sword skills are really coming along. She'll hold her own just fine in the war dance.
Yay! Man, I hope you do, March. This could be really embarrassing.
There was talk that the leading disciples of the Law Fu and Juming generals were supposed to face off in the war dance, but for some reason, they suddenly teamed up to train an apprentice of their own. Turns out the rumors are true.
Why is he here?
Tomorrow is the big day of the war dance. Shouldn't you two be focusing on honing your skills instead of teaching swordplay here?
That is Mr. Jiao Cho.
This is Mr. Jiao Cho, the healer working for the general of the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Ah, got it. So, you're the participant attending the war dance on behalf of the Yaoqing. And you were trying to sneak a peek at our training?
Sorry for the misunderstanding. I don't know anything about martial arts. I'm just here on the general's orders to take care of some official business. From my professional experience, cleavers, slicers, chopping knives, and carving knives are all just tools. Kind of like frying, sautéing, boiling, and deep frying in cooking. Cloud peppers when stir-fried, and yellow
We're
boulder
getting
beef
really
when
off
simmered.
topic. I'm getting hungry.
All this talk about food is making me hungry.
Aren't you a healer? Why are you talking about food?
Well, it's just a metaphor. The medicinal school I follow on the Xianzhou Yaoqing is called the Ranja School, that specializes in food therapy. So it's only natural that I know a thing or two about cooking.
So, you're the general's cook?
I'm a healer. It's obvious you think I'm just some feeble academic who likes to blabber on about martial arts. Do you recognize this bottle of medicine in my hand?
No.
This is called tumble dust, an extract from an exotic flower named yabra.
Is it poison?
Well, it depends on how it's used. With just one drop, it's able to numb a patient's body during surgery, making them painless throughout the entire process. However, increase the dose or the potency, and it'll slow the metabolism, making the blood thin and resulting in the loss of all senses. This thing can save lives or take them.
That may be so, but still, I prefer settling things with a sword than, you know.
Looks like I did get you all wrong. You're not a feeble scholar, but a sinister and despicable one.
Hey, why the insults all of a sudden? I'm just sharing some medical knowledge here, not persuading you to poison anyone.
Seems like you get real excited when talking about poison.
Picture, then you should know that the war dance is nothing more than a contest. So why are you so focused on it?
The war dance is the perfect chance to showcase martial virtue and forge alliances from all over the cosmos. When we unsheath the sword without drawing blood, we not only display our might, but also the martial virtue of the Cloud Knights.
That's quite an insightful statement, Yanqing. Hearing you speak so highly of it has piqued my curiosity. Would you mind showing me around?
You want to see the Sky Splitter ship where the war dance will be held? Let's go!
Looks like a lot of other visitors have also come to catch a glimpse of the Sky Splitter.
Is there a problem?
What's up, Mr. Jiao Cho?
No, it's nothing.
Do you see that airship in the distance? That's the Sky Splitter, the venue for the war dance ceremony.
Sick.
It doesn't look all that impressive from this distance.
What do you mean?
The Sky Splitter is actually a decommissioned Luofu military vessel. People aren't allowed on board until the war dance officially commences. Tomorrow, when the bell rings and the ceremonial cannons roar, I'll be there representing the Cloud Knights of the Xianzhou Luofu. Since I was a kid, I've been training in swordplay and the art of war under the general. Every day, I'd swing my sword 10,000 times, and then thrust it 10,000 times, repeating the process over and over. I understand that I'm not like other kids. I never envied the toys and freedom they all had. Even in the thick of battle, facing down savage abominations, I never felt scared. But then, I faced a really tough opponent. And just one slash shattered my confidence into 1,000 pieces. That's when I felt true fear for the first time. After that, I had to pick up the pieces and try to put myself back together. I often ask myself, why do I wield my sword? If defeat is inevitable, why do I continue to fight? But after talking with you, Mr. Xianzhou, I think I already have that reason in mind. As a member of the Cloud Knights and the General's apprentice, I've had a weight on my shoulders. And I know there's still more to shoulder. But when I wield my sword, it feels like I'm letting go of everything. I love the feeling of giving it my all, facing any obstacle in front of me, pressing forward. That's why I wield my sword.
Good for you.
Oh, Yanqing. So young, yet so grown up. By the way, how old are you exactly?
Age doesn't really matter. All sword masters will understand how I feel.
I get it. Looks like all the kids on the Luofu live tough lives. So, how about you, Miss Yunli?
You don't talk like a cook. You sound more like a TV host or something.
Need I repeat myself again? I'm a healer.
You know, the more he says that, the less I think he's a healer.
I don't have a dream like Yanqing does. The only reason I'm participating in the Ringmaster's Challenge is because I made a promise to my grandfather that I'd win the precious sword he's contributed to the Wardance.
Oh.
My father was a craftsman on the Xianzhou Juming. Because of his foolishness, many innocent people fell victim to the cursed swords he forged. Since I was a kid, it's been clear to me that not everyone deserves to have a weapon in their hands. So, whenever I come across someone unworthy of a sword, I can't help but want to take it away from them.
Hey, what do you mean by an unworthy master?
I see. It's not easy for kids on the Juming either. Well, it's better to have a reason for wielding a sword than to be lost and confused. I've saved countless Cloud Knights in my life, and there are plenty of exceptional warriors, just like the two of you.
What happened, Mr. Xianzhou?
Oh, nothing. I was just reminded of some old friends and old tales. Well, we've seen the Sky Splitter and toured the Stargazer Navalia. I guess it's time to say goodbye for now.
What? You're leaving already? But you haven't asked me about my dreams.
It's getting
No
late
one
this
cares, March.
By the way, Yanqing, is it normal to have so many people wandering around in an automated area like the Stargazer Navalia?
Actually, this is a restricted area. But since you're all guests, I made an exception, so you could take a look around.
I understand. Well, I'll take my leave. I wish you both the best of luck in the ring tomorrow.
Just shut up, Red Fang. This is not a beast ship. I need some time to take care of things.
You willingly donned the skin of a lowly beast to join this mission, dedicating yourself to our glorious cause. And now you're telling me you can't handle it? Do you realize how many ships we need?
Uh-oh.
I'm doing my best, all right? It takes time to figure all this out.
When the guns go off tomorrow, all eyes will be on it. That'll be our only chance.
How's that?
Oh, they want to take the sword.
Hey, kids, didn't your parents ever tell you to stay away from the Stargazer Navalia? I know it's an automated facility, but it doesn't mean you can just break in and do what you want.
I'll take the little ones away right now.
Big sis, let's go. I want to play in Ever Hunt Planes.
Yeah, sure. Big sis will take you there.
Shuha! You should have let me.
Shh, the overhaul is done, and everything looks good. We should leave.
March. Attack! This is some time to get some experience, March. What the heck?
Big sis, let's go. I want to play in Ever on Planes.
Come on. Can't you read the room?
That pink-haired fox tried to say something. I'm pretty sure he sensed something fishy. Since he's not familiar with this place, he just dropped us a hint. But you didn't seem to be paying attention at all.
I knew that from the beginning. I have a feeling that if we secretly tail them, we'll definitely catch these guys in the act. Follow my lead, and be careful not to blow our cover.
Alright, we're taking a photo of them.
We should have just killed those lowly beasts. Those little brats won't take up much space. There are boxes all over this place. Just dump them into one and no one will notice.
Cut the theatrics, Grulok. Even the slightest slip-up could interfere with Lord Moktok's plans.
So where are we heading next?
To check the freight skiffs. We've got a lot of preparations to do. Weapons, supplies. We've got to be well prepared.
We can hide inside the crates and follow them.
Yanqing, you're a lieutenant.
So
Get your
cramped in here.
soldiers.
Let's just put the cargo here for now, all right? Then we'll move on to inspect the ships.
Oh. I didn't realize they were right there.
Tread soft. Watch out! They're on high alert!
Oh, I just took cover. Okay.
Don't be so paranoid. We're running out of time. Get over here!
Shuhard, I'm coming!
Oh.
They're leaving. We should catch up to them. Quickly!
Okay.
What are they up to? They're all wearing official uniforms, but I'm pretty sure they're not members of the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, or the Cloud Knights. This is way too suspicious.
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them. That way, if they do anything bad, we'll have solid evidence against them.
Yeah. Why was our heartbeats? That was scary.
Look at this. A freight star skiff with enough room to fit at least 20 of my men.
20?
Lord Moktok is ready. Who's there?
Uh-oh.
It's those brats! I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't listen, you idiot! Wipe them all out!
Oh, what the hell? They're monsters.
Borison?
Adusa! Die, you lowly beasts! Indulge yourselves!
I'm missing my, DPS.
Nice job!
Let's improvise.
Ready to shine.
Yeah. Oh, it's that moon rage thing.
Nice second, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Stay in step. Let's improvise.
Awesome!
Get
I
on.
can take shing!
Yay!
They're not Foxians at all. They revealed their true form. They're Borison.
Let me check this fake Cloud Knight's tag. Maybe it'll give us some clues. Lujun, an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad? Wait!
We
I
saw him
encountered
earlier.
a patrol officer
Sure.
named Lujun before. It was a few weeks ago when we were transporting the Borison prisoners. If they can forge official identities and move around the Xianzhou without raising suspicion... Oh no, this is bad. We've got to report this to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
I am glad to finally meet you in person, guests from the Astral Express. Let me be clear. The questions I'll ask might not reflect my actual thoughts.
Please go ahead, General. But keep in mind, we can only answer based on what we know. And perhaps you already have the answers to your questions in your heart.
You have a clever tongue. I like it.
Negotiation? I thought this was
Merlin's
just
claw is
questions.
quite articulate. Right now, her intentions are unknown, and Jing Yuan wants us to be honest. Maybe I'll just stick to the facts we know.
Let's cut to the chase.
That's what we should do.
Before the crisis struck, the Astral Express was guided here by a Stellaron hunter, a wanted felon, in an attempt to resolve the Stellaron crisis. However, everyone in the cosmos knows of the Stellaron hunter's reputation.
Well, it all comes down to the Stellaron.
Apart from the Law Fu, there are many other worlds suffering from Stellaron corrosion.
To the Express, Stellarons act as roadblocks on the Silver Rail and pose risks to the warping process.
Ah, I've heard about those problems caused by Stellarons. Let's move on to the next question. The report suggests that Don Shu, the master of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, colluded with the Lord Ravager and used the power of the Stellaron to resurrect the Ambrosial Arbor. But here's the thing. Don Shu was just a chief alchemist. Even if she colluded with our enemies and summoned the Stellaron, how did she manage to bypass the Videodora guards around the Ambrosial Arbor?
Well, they seem suspicious. I personally met Dan Shu. I mean, that's a fact.
I personally met Don Shu once. Her closest friend was killed during the war on the Fanghu, and she harbored deep hatred towards the Hunt. So she spent years making preparations in the Alchemy Commission in order to take revenge on the Xianzhou.
Revenge is also a form of the Hunt. However, that doesn't explain how she managed to bring the Stellaron into the Scale Gorge waterscape.
Well, you should ask Don Shu herself for the answer.
Unfortunately, Don Shu is dead. And even according to the report, Lord Ravager Fantilia is the mastermind behind the entire conspiracy. She disguised herself as an ambassador of the Sky-Faring Commission and traveled with you, only to vanish without a trace later on.
Fu Xuan, Master Diviner, witnessed everything firsthand.
Back then, we were working with Diviner Fu, and she also witnessed Fantilia's true form.
We can't completely rule out the possibility that she might have been deceived.
But I went anyway, so you better trust my testimony.
It seems that your answers have addressed all my questions. Generals, I am finished with my questioning. Even though there are some tricky details, my intuition tells me there is nothing wrong. However, the 3 questions I posed earlier were not just for the Nameless, but for you too, General Jing Yuan. First, the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus grew uninterrupted on the Law Fu, yet the 6 charioteers were not aware of it. Second, you believed in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy and entrusted outsiders to solve the crisis, even granting them access to the Plague Mark. Third, you insist on holding the Wardance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus were deeply rooted and had been plotting for a long time. I admit it was my negligence for not noticing it earlier. As for the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy, I didn't believe all of it, but in the end, the Law Fu did survive the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. So, I think it's safe to say that Elio's prophecy about the future holds some merit.
Yeah.
And as for the Wardance, do you think I'm unaware of the risks? However, risks can also be opportunities. I believe it's time to stir up the dregs hidden in the depths and wash them away once and for all. So what are your thoughts on all of this, General Fei Xiao?
As a fellow Arbiter General, I fully understand the difficulties of this position. Personally, I think all these rumors are meaningless drivel, just as what happened on the Xianzhou Yaoqing recently.
You mean the Xianzhou Yaoqing is also...
The scouts of the Verdant Knights have sent back reports that Borison are making trouble again.
An entity?
According to the report, this entity isn't actually a Borison. It's a woman claiming to be the messenger of the Master of Immortality. The Borson believe she'll give them a chance to rise again.
That's Ventilia.
Bro.
That's right. You're lucky that I'm the one who came this time. If it were the Patina Justice or the Seer Strategist, this conversation might not be so friendly. I've always had faith in my instincts, so I don't doubt your good intentions. But the Alliance has its fair share of questions and doubts about the Law Fu. So, my plan is to come up with an acceptable answer to satisfy the Alliance.
What's in this plan, General Fei Xiao?
General Jing Yuan, you already know what has to be done. But since you don't want to be the bad guy, I'll take care of it for you. And for that, I'll have to ask the two Nameless to visit the Shackling Prison. While you're there, I'll ask a judge in the 10 Lords Commission's Interrogation Division to record a detailed testimony with the karmic mirror from both of you. We'll fill in the gaps that weren't covered in the report and silence any protests within the Alliance.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Me too.
Your willingness to help is truly heartwarming, youngsters.
But I would like to urge General Jing Yuan to listen to the pleas of the Foxians on the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Okay.
So, you are here for Hule.
Exactly. Hule is locked up in the Law Fu's Shackling Prison. Since he is the Broodlord of the Borson, I want to transfer him onto the Xianzhou Yaoqing and imprison him there.
That's
the recent
really
movements
risky.
of the Borson suggest they're planning something big, so we must act preemptively.
It makes sense to have the Foxians keep an eye on their arch-nemesis. Since you trust my judgment, I'll repay that trust.
I'll send my lieutenants Zhao Chou and Moza to check on his condition in prison and ready him for transport.
I think I will end this episode here. So, in the next episode, we're gonna go into the Shackling Prison. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.